we mocked out a basic resolver to display some designs and mocked out the schemas and made some tools with GraphQL to do mocking. Ooh, excuse me. Drinking beer.
Yeah. That's what our GraphQL server sounds like right now. It's just like out data. It's like here it is, blurping out data.
But we haven't hit the bomber peak yet, so we're gonna keep drinking and we're gonna keep going here. This episode we're gonna get into the UI part. We're gonna display these designs in a rudimentary fashion. And we're kind of going to get into the whole wireframing part of the product. For the first part, for this episode, we're just going to build a UI that displays the data, essentially just connects it together and displays it. And then in the future episodes, we'll wireframe it, and then we can design it, write CSS and stuff. But for now, we're just going to go basic as fuck, getting things together. And next one, we'll build more stuff. So, let's jump in. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
So, you see we're in the APIs and IPAs folder here. I'm going to make another folder here called Product Client. And the Product Client here, I'm going to CD into Product Client. If it's in packages, Product Client. And I'm going to go and get the Create React app, because that's like the popular React builder thing, right? So I'm going to npm install Create React app.
I think we'd be sitting here for hours installing packages, or we just install Create React app.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. All right, so now we have Create React app. So I think it's just
now we have it.
Create React app. Okay, so we gotta give it a project directory. Please specify the project directory. What if I do that?
Yeah.
Alright.
You gotta love Linux, man. Just standards. Standards are so great. All the schemas and changes and stuff in JavaScript and NPM, like coming up with a standard just makes it so much easier to configure products and move faster. But I do like the configuration and being able to do it yourself, but
yeah,
that's a whole other debate.
So let's yarn start this thing. Should open up for us magically. Welcome to React. That's cool. Alright, so we have a basic client here. Alright, so I think this is our welcome to React to get started, whatever. I always remove this file because we're not dealing with service workers. At least I'm not going to for the foreseeable future. So we'll get rid of this whole register service worker thing. Alright. I'm going to get rid of the index.css because we're not going to write CSS right now. So we don't need it. And if we are going to write CSS, we're probably not going to write it in actual CSS. We'll delete this logo because who gives a shit about that? Fuck the logo. Don't need the CSS. So peace out. App CSS. Peace out. Alright. Kind of cleaned up the folder a little bit, you know? Public folder. Yeah, you can keep this stuff for now. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice defaults for browsers and just being able to
for
show
sure.
some icons and stuff.
For sure. So, first things first, we're going to go to our terminal. We're going to install a bunch of other dependencies that we'll need to make these GraphQL calls. First thing we'll need is Apollo client. Next thing we'll need is React Apollo.
GQL.
Oh, we're going to need GraphQL tag. Thanks for reminding me. GraphQL tag. And that's it for now, I think. All right. So in our client, we should have all these dependencies. So let's go to our index file, our app.js, I guess, and let's just make let's just say design list. This is not going to be our final UI component. This is our proof of concept, right? And our design list right now is going to return null. I don't really care what it returns. I'm going to import some other things. So I'm going to import Apollo client from Apollo client. I'm going to import GraphQL from React Apollo. I'm going to import, well, I gotta go see how we do Apollo client these days in version 2, so let's go look that up. Probably need some more modules that we're missing. So the docs. Docs. Client. What is this? Client. Here we go. Client JavaScript. Setup. Okay, like that. Alright, looks like we need these things. Half of the game is just copy and pasting stuff, dude. Seriously.
Google food.
Oh, looks like I got the Apollo client import wrong. There you go. Looks like now we have a new Apollo client. That's cool. And so what we're going to do is install these other modules right now. So we'll do this one first. I forgot what the other one was. In cache. Oh, yeah, this is the cache. Yep.
It's been really nice for the charts. All that data needed for charts.
All right, so now we have a client that we can use. We should make a provider, right? So like we'll call it like a root component, right? And it'll return an Apollo provider. I think that's what it is from React Apollo provider. Oops. Apollo provider, and then we'll just render some children in it. Some childress, right? And then we'll pass the client in, like this, client. Right? So that's our root. Or let's just say that's our GraphQL root. I don't know. Naming things is hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of our client setup. Now what we need to do is we need to make a query. Right? So let's make a query right here. Const design query. Who's texting me?
It's our first viewers.
Yep. Now we're going to import GQL. So import GQL from GraphQL tag. This allows us to actually parse these like GraphQL strings and turn them into like ASTs that represent the GraphQL document. So we're going to have a query called designs, and it's just going to get designs. And from the design, we're going to get the designer. And we're going to just do the name. And then we're going to get the URL, just for right now. So that's a design query. Now we need to make the design list, right? So what I like to do is I like to use this library called Recompose. So I'll look it up right now. Recompose. It's this higher order component library that helps you like mix a lot of things together. You guys can check it out, but we're gonna start using it. So I'm gonna add it. Recompose dash, what is it? S? All right. Recompose is installed. What we're going to do is we're going to assign this to a small variable here. And we're going to say design list equals, we're going to compose. This is from recompose. It's just a query function. It just assembles all these functions that take a component as its argument. You can compose a bunch of them together. So we're going to put the GraphQL higher order component in here. We're going to pass it the design query like this. Then we're going to do this other recompose thing called map props. And what this does is it takes props from the component and it allows you to return new props. So I'm going to take this data prop and I'm going to turn that into designs. And what designs is essentially data. And if data exists, it's going to be data.designs. I'm also going to put a loading indicator here, data and data.loading. And we're just going to attribute that to the design list. What this does is it's going to make a query to our GraphQL server, and it's going to, once it gets the data back, it's going to map these props. I want to get everything else there as well, so I'm going to pass the rest along. So now we have a component. And what we can do right now,
that map props is a lot nicer than having to find that data inside it. Like if that's nested really nasty inside some object,
yep,
than having to muddy up your component that just is expecting a design and a loading value. And
exactly.
if it's getting all this extra information about the network and the cache, then that's really not really a reusable component anymore.
Yeah. So we're going to render our GraphQL root in our app. The GraphQL root here. So this will be our provider. And then we're going to remove this shit in here. And we'll just render our design list. Design list. So that'll be our app. And if we go into our design list, we're going to take our loading prop and our designs prop. If we're loading, we'll return a paragraph that says loading. If not, we'll return like a section that has like designs.map. Return image source URL. We'll grab the URL from the design. Right? Excuse me. And we'll just make sure this is an array. So that's kind of like the GraphQL connection with the React that we're doing. Writing these queries. I think we need to, right, by default, the client's going to send queries to the GraphQL endpoint. So the thing is, we have two services now. We have the product client, and what Create React does gives you a server to do that. We also have our GraphQL server. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that this server can talk to that one. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go and look up HTTP proxy in Create React app. What's an HTTP proxy, right? It's just like, when I get an incoming URL of this, I'm going to send it to this server. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out if we can proxying API requests in development. Boom, that's what we want. So we're going to make our proxy, ooh, perfect. Package JSON. We're going to say proxy URL is localhost 4000/GraphQL. Something like that. And I'm going to do that. That's cool. Design list, GraphQL root, app. I think we're good. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open another tab. I'm going to go to our APIs. Where did I put this? APIs, and then in the packages product server, I'm gonna. What did we start with? The node. I should probably put these on the script, right? But I'm too drunk for that. So I'm running the GraphQL server. I should actually have to change the GraphQL server because we said it was on port 4000.
Yeah.
So I gotta change that.
Yeah.
Say it's 4000. So I'm gonna run the server on 4000. I'm gonna yarn start this, and hopefully it works.
A lot of moving pieces.
There's a lot of moving pieces. Oh shit. Is it working? Is it working? Do we know? It's taking a long time. My guess? Probably not.
Yeah.
Nothing ever works out for us on the first try ever, so.
That's why there's debuggers.
Oh shit. Oh yeah! I didn't even import these. Again! This is again with this shit, dude. Product client. Dude, this is why we need. So this is why I need to install ESLint on the next episode, because ESLint will tell us that this is all fucked up. Anyway,
This is why we need AI in editors. Because it would just be like, oh, you want recompose? Here it is. Oh, you want map ops? Here you go.
you know, if you actually use the Apollo, what the hell is this? GraphQL language parser? What, is that a peer? Alright, well, that's GraphQL too, I guess, but. You know what? I don't even know what I was going to say. Just drinking. Hopefully this works.
I thought it would. Yeah, I should have came down with it.
Who knows? Alright, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Do we know? Do we know? I still don't think it's going to work.
I'm chugging my beer either way.
Oh, wait.
Loading. We got images. They're all the same.
Dude, it worked though.
It's doing something.
Look at all these designs though.
We got designs.
Oh, because they're the same. The create types, right? It's creating the same thing. I thought no, it's not. I don't know.
It's a random avatar.
Let's go take a look. Which folder are we in? Who knows? Wait, no, hold on. First of all, let's commiserate that we are proxying to our GraphQL server from our
Made
UI
a connection.
Yeah, from our UI server. This thing is actually doing shit. So that's cool.
Might not be doing the right shit.
I don't know.
Cool shit.
Let's go find that out. So in our backend server, product server, the resolver for design. So we can look at mock for designs. Our mock for designs is what? Create types of design. Why would it do the same shit?
.image designer. Faker.image.avatar. Maybe it only has one. Maybe it only has one avatar.
No way, dude. Oh, is it that lucky? Let's refresh. It's all the same.
What does the factories, the create factory, it calls it every time.
Wait, create factory should return a new designer every single time, or a new design at least. Wait, where's design in this game? Design's right here. Okay, design. The fuck? It should create a new design every time.
Maybe try the UUID, because I know those were different when we were. Yeah, because they were definitely different when we were checking out the designers. The designers were definitely different.
Alright, we can actually. Wait, can we look at that? Let's look at. Yeah, on our client side. Sorry, our
'Cause I remember it was showing a lot of different. It was showing
Yeah,
first
we can
names and last
actually we can
names.
ask for the ID because we're sick like that, and we
That's
can,
why we were using GraphQL. Like,
and we can actually. This is why this show is cool because there's nothing but real stuff going on right now. This is what happens when you're actually developing products. Like you run into dumb stuff like this all the time.
real time debugging. That's fast.
They're all different IDs, but the images are the
Different
same.
IDs, but they're different on the reloads.
Different IDs, same images. Crazy.
That's it. Yeah, it's just Faker making us feel stupid.
I guess so. We're making. I don't know.
Fake out. They faked us
They
out.
faked us out,
It's a
dude.
good one. They got us.
But I would call this a success, right? We displayed these things. All right. We'll see you soon.